Hi, morning guys, how we doing? Welcome back to the channel. Hope everyone's okay. Big shout out to all the subscribers. Welcome along anybody new. Gratitude to everybody. So 1,000 jabs a day. If you're serious about boxing and you're serious about getting better and improving and understanding the sport and being the best version you can be, you need to be aiming for 1,000 jabs a day, 5 to 6 days a week, especially if you're competing, right? Why? Well, the jab's the most important punch in the sport, okay? It has a variety of uses. It's, arguably probably the safest punch because it is the closest. Not arguably, it definitely is. But it can also be very dangerous if you don't throw it properly, or if you're not really aware of how you're throwing it as well. There are anywhere between 12 and 16, 17 different types of jabs. At the end of this video, I actually made a short video a few years ago with 10 different types of jabs. I'll leave it at the end of this. But as I'm talking here, I was in the gym the other day because when I was training and fighting, I fought in the amateurs for a few years. Still a novice, but I was under a very strict regime. Shout out to my old trainer, Jihad Abdul Aziz.
I'm like, I just came back. That's something I'll never leave.
And I absolutely threw 1,000 jabs a day. Now, they don't all have to be hard, fast, purposeful jabs, in the meaning purposeful is in like every jab doesn't have to be its sharpest, right? But you can throw different types of jabs. You can throw jabs to the body, you could throw straight jabs, this is depending on your level, of course. If you're just a complete beginner, just try to get the technique good. Make sure you're not making any mistakes on the bag, like dropping your hands, bring your hands back to your chin. These are the things that are going to help you improve your jab dramatically if you make sure you get the basics right. Have a good stance. Make sure you have a good stance. You punch from your chin. The punch snaps. It comes right back to your chin, right? And then you want to move around as well. Make it realistic. Throw different types of jabs, because once you really start to understand it and you're able to use it properly, it's going to be the biggest tool you will have in your arsenal. It's going to help you set up your punches. It's going to help you control somebody. It's going to help you when you're tired. It's going to help you when you need to attack. It's going to help you in any situation that you can possibly think of in boxing. You've got to use your jab. So it makes sense. That's why you would throw it 1,000 times, or 50% more than all the other punches, right? So, and as I said, shadow boxing, right? You should be doing 6 to 8 rounds of shadow boxing every single day. No questions about that. Naoya Inoue just posted something recently where he was saying boxers don't shadow box enough, and I agree. It seems like that's the case. Really get in there and really shadow box it. That's another amazing tool that you should be using, and you can do the jab whilst you're shadow boxing. You can do 6 to 8 rounds there, build up the reps, then move on to a bag, right? Break it up a little bit, and just get to close to 1,000 jabs, because as I said, it's going to make you a better fighter, and it's going to make you really start to understand and perfect that most important punch in the sport. And once you do that, obviously you've got to use it. That's another thing. You might have a good jab, but are you using it? So anyway, those are my 2 cents. I literally was in the gym the other day and I was like, let me throw 1,000 just to see, because can't go off the top of my head how many rounds it took, just to try and work out the maths. But if you do 6 to 8 rounds of shadow boxing and you're like on the bag 9 or 10 rounds, because I was only throwing jabs and I did about 7 or 8 rounds and 4 shadow boxing, something like that. I might have done 1,100 jabs, but it wasn't too bad. But I'm saying you can mix it up. And as I said, they don't have to be the fastest you've ever thrown. They don't have to be the most powerful. Just work on that technique. Work on getting the fundamentals right. Good stance, punch from the chin, as I said. Snap it, bring it back to your chin. Work on the different speeds. Then you can start working the accuracy. up, down, moving around, keeping it straight, whatever the case may be. Work that jab and throw 1,000 every single day. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Got a little bit of space now. The snow's finally clearing away a bit, but I'm gonna get some shadow boxing rounds in, throw some jabs, do some burpees, bang out a few squats, and get on with my day. Always grateful if you watched this far. Get out there, throw some jabs. Bye. Actually, a good thing to do is you could throw a 1-2-1, right? That kills 2 jabs right there, and you're practicing a good combo. 1-2-1 is a very sneaky good combo, because when you throw a 1-2, quite often your opponent thinks you're done with the punches, right? Because a 1-2 is so common, they kind of shut down a little bit, and you can come through with that extra 1, which ends up being a very powerful jab. Because when you throw the 2, you push the shoulder back and it gives it a bit more leverage, right? And then you can count down 998. Woo. Anyway, that is it from me. Look how cold it is out here. That's all iced over here. Nothing but snow. Absolutely killing my workout. Absolutely killing it for me. I mean, it's gotten a little bit better, but it's not ideal out here, you know. It's a bit icy. There's nothing but snow everywhere, and it's just cold, so it's not going away, you know. Anyway, it's my 2 cents. See you later. The jab is the most important punch in boxing. George Foreman once said, "Show me a fighter with a good jab. That's a fighter that's hard to beat." Throwing 1,000 jabs a day will help you get your jab game up. Get your jab game up. Become a better fighter.
Boxing.
On it.